I did the modules for the Waldorf KB37 modular keyboard. So the idea is to have the keyboard as a base station for your modular experience. So it has a very nice FATA 3-octave keyboard with aftertouch. We have a CV interface here, which gets the data from the keyboard, as well from a USB MIDI interface from the computer, if you like. And so we have all the CVs, like gate, pitch, velocity, aftertouch, 2 wheels, pitch band, or modulation. The pitch band can be added to the pitch CV or not. We have clock, so it can be synced, because we have arpeggiator included into the system. And we have all this stuff like note priority, lowest, highest, etc., triggering modes, glide, octave switches, clock divisions here, so you can clock other stuff. We have stereo line level audio outputs, so we're getting from the Eurorack level down to line level, which is very good to feed into other mixing console, your studio console. And we have a headphone amp also as well here. So that is somehow the starting point. This is 100 rack space and enough ampere to power enough modules here. To the modules, we have here inside the NW1, which is a wavetable module already introduced last year. And the idea was also to make a complete synth. So we have a modulation module, which has 3 modulation sources, a 3-stage decay ADDD SR. We have an LFO, which is also pingable and triggerable as an envelope. We have another envelope here. Then we have a dual VCA, which also includes a 12 dB low-pass state variable filter. And also linear logarithmic control and additional gain. And link mode for stuff like auto panning. And last but not least, we have an analog compressor, which is using high-end VCA compressor technology with all the features like compression, threshold, attack, release control, hard knee, soft knee, also usable as an envelope follower, and threshold and compression is controllable via CV. So this is a high-level overview about what we are doing here, and the idea is to give a good starting point. So the keyboard itself, we will sell for sure without modules. So you can put in any Eurorack compatible modules. And this will be available in the first half of this year. And the modules are also sold separately, so you can use it here in this setting or in your modular setting. So the NW1 is already available. And the other 3 modules will be also available in the first half of this year. More or less all together at the same time. So maybe some dealers will make some packages for the complete system with all the modules, but for sure you can get each of one individually. So the concept is really to have classic modules you can mix and match with others. Pricing I cannot announce here, but it will be reasonable priced. The whole case is very sturdy, so it's very easy to use on stage or on your studio and stuff like this. Yeah, so I've patched up some wavetable stuff. So you can modulate this. I modulate now the spectrum. And let's see the arpeggiator. This is now modulated from the pitch wheel, from the modulation wheel, but I could do it easily from the aftertouch. And the nice thing is, because we have an additional sensor input, which could be used by some kind of DIY stuff. Wait, give me a second. I have to. And yeah, this is a little distance sensor, and you could also use some kind of skin resistance stuff here. Yeah, and we will also make public some DIY ideas. And the good thing is that the analog input here is protected, that if you're doing something wrong here, you don't get this guy in danger. Also, you could use stuff like I had yesterday the guy from Little Bits here, so you can plug in Little Bit stuff and do stuff like this. Of course, you can also use your normal foot pedal. We have a sustain pedal input there. So if you go for the traditional stuff, that's of course also working. And you can map some MIDI from the computer, from MIDI controller. And another cool stuff here, what I patched up here is, let's get this out here. So this is a normal VCA operation. Now I'm dialing in the low-pass filter. So it's automatically adding the low-pass filter in a way that if the VCA is closed, also the cutoff of the filter is closed. And that's a combined parameter which we call color, which is also VCA controllable. And if you do this on the second channel as well, and no, that was the wrong one, and detune a little bit the cutoff, you get some nice stereo effects very easily, because the timing of the cutoff on the envelope is a little bit different on each channel. You can also reverse link the two VCAs to get some auto panning effect if I would patch in now an LFO there. And with the two stereo outputs, that's very easy to do stuff like this. So that's very funny. Shall we listen to the compressor?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So just repatch it for a second. I'm now going in from a loop from attack, because with percussion it's more easy to demonstrate the compressor. So we have classic control like the compressor and compression, threshold and compression. I can bleed in the original signal. We have hard knee and soft knee compression. We have manual and automatic attack release. We have a sidechain input, so I could input a second signal, and the detector path could be blended from main to side in a continuous way. And we can also feed out the detector signal, use this as an envelope follower. So we have RMS and peak modes, which is very handy, and the CV output is automatically scaled to a reasonable CV voltage. And since behind each compressor is just a VCA, which is controlled, we can also just use the VCA as a VCA here, if you don't need the compressor for a moment or for patch. And there are link inputs and outputs, so if you have multiple compressors, you can have a stereo compressor by simply linking two together. And so that's the idea. There are not too many compressors on the market, so we are using high-end analog technology here. All the modules, except for the wavetable oscillator, are new analog, pure analog design. So there's no digital stuff behind, so we wanted to give some new ideas for the analog stuff. For example, we have with these three decay stages, you can loop them, and there's a lot of modulation possibility you can do here. And this is especially nice for the wavetable oscillator, because he has many parameters which invite to be modulated in some ways. Oh, there's many more stuff to do, but in summary, I really like to highlight it's for both worlds. It's for the keyboard player. He wants to get an entry into the modular world and don't have to decide about cases, power supplies, MIDI, CV interfaces, etc., because it's everything integrated here with the good heritage of Waldorf as a keyboard vendor. On the other hand, we have deep functionality here, which is extensible with all our modules, so you have endless, even with these 3 or 4 modules, you have endless compatibilities. And of course, we're thinking about having another rack extension here in the same design, or making a larger version, which gives also more rack space. So that's our take on to the modular world, and modular is open, so It's about richness, about options, and this is our option here. And just go to the Waldorf website. You can find about, we have all product information online there. And if you have any question, just send an email to Waldorf.